Now let's go back to Dad and have him animate walking into the scene. So to do that, let's go back to the puppeteering panel, and we're going to have Dad puppeteer walk in. So to do this, what we need to do is first clear out the selection, then just choose the transform key. Now when we press the record button, we can just use our mouse motions to make it to simulate how Dad will walk into the scene. So let's go ahead and press record and do that. So we could just have Dad walk in, maybe he walks past her, and maybe he walks back around her and stops just right about here. So let's play that back and watch how Dad walks in. But notice how his eyes are just not looking anywhere, like he's some sort of zombie just walking around. So let's layer that animation by using choose the eyes for the facial feature and then layer that animation with the transform animation. So let's go ahead and do that by pressing the record button and press spacebar. So now as Dad walks in, he looks at her, and as he walks past her, he looks back at her, and then when he walks back, he looks at her again, and then he stops and looks at us. Alright, so that's how we can create the animation for Dad moving into the scene. And so let's go back to the stage, but I want to point one thing out to you. Notice that here, Dad is located at this position, but whenever we click here on this other CrazyTalk script, he's here, slightly behind Mom. To adjust for this, what we can do, right click on the second CrazyTalk script and press the align button, and Dad will automatically align to where the last position of this CrazyTalk script will be the first position of this CrazyTalk script. That way it doesn't seem he snaps around, he'll just be in one position. So let's go ahead and open up this CrazyTalk script and add in some animation and special effects for Dad. So what we first want to do is add in a special effects of a text bubble, just like how Mom had a text bubble. Let me close this down. Then double click on the special effects track. And we're going to use maybe a thinking special effect. As you can see, Dad is like a wizard, huh? So he's thinking about a wizard. So let's go to the modify, and instead of CrazyTalk6, we'll have him say wizard. Then we can use the transform tool to move it into position, and then we can preview. And then let's press OK. Now Dad seems to be thinking about this wizard, so I think it would be really cool if we had a special effect of maybe some question marks flying around his head. But we have this special effect of a text bubble, so we actually need to add in another special effects track called the special effects swap. Now you can see that both these special effects, we can have overlapping special effects. So just like the other special effect, we just double click on the track, and then we can go into our default, then go to metaphors, or excuse me, go to special, and then we can find the emoticons of question marks. And now we have two special effects running over each other at the same time. Now let's make some animation for Dad, because he's also looking like that robot now, staring off into space. So once we're in the puppeteering panel, let's maybe choose something like youthful, then maybe happy as well. And let's go ahead and record the animation for Dad. So let's press the space bar. And we can move the mouse around. And he has that face of I believe it, but I don't believe it. I am surprised, but I will accept it because my wife told me to. So that's how we can create the animation for Dad with the special effects. Now I want to show you how we can add in some camera animation. Now to do so, we can just go back to the stage and go to the camera track. And to open up the camera editor, we just double click on the camera track, and here's the editor. Then just like with the key editor, we can move the camera around and create keys. So I'm going to turn on the auto key just in case if I forget to set a key. And then we can use something like maybe zoom in. So to give the effect of a camera slowly zooming in on the scene, I'm going to first set a key here, and then I'm going to set a key at the end of Mom's script in which the camera zooms in on her. Maybe we can have it pan up a little bit to include her face. And then let's play back, and you can see how the effect works. So from this point to this point, you'll notice the camera slowly zooms in on Mom until it reaches this key. Now, with comics, we don't really actually need to use slow camera effects. For comics, we actually need some fast, quick cuts or fast panning. So to do so, all we have to do is create a key, set a key just like this, and I'm going to show you a tip on how to create a fast cut. So let's zoom in close to mom. Let this be the key for zooming in on mom. Have it pan up a little bit, maybe to the right. And then we'll create another key in which the camera pans over to dad, just like that. And then we'll set a key. And then we can take this key, place it at the end of mom's script, and then take this key and place it just right on top of it, so that when we play back, there will be a fast cut from mom to dad. Boom, fast cut. And that's how we can make quick cuts using the camera editor. But since this comic only has one panel, we don't really need to have that type of camera action. So I'm just going to remove the cameras and just have that wide angle camera view for the entire scene. So let's go to output, and then we can actually output this as, say, a flash video, a widget, or a media, or we can directly export it to our YouTube account. So for this example though, I'm just going to quickly create an AVI, and then I'm going to choose 18 seconds, and then we'll just go ahead and export that. And we can name our video Mom and Dad, and we can save that. Again, we'll be asked if we want to use a compressor, and you can use any kind of codec that you have on your computer, but for me, I'm just going to use uncompressed and press OK.
First, you can create your project by importing any image or photo. These images will be processed with the auto face fitting wizard.
A wizard, huh? Wow, it would be truly magical if these images could talk, or at least that's what they tell me.